Now we're going to switch over to warm colors. Now I'm going to open Bryce and start with the cooler colors that I worked on. So since I had already done a cooler colors project, I'll go in here and just try to manipulate what I already have here and turn it into warmer colors. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at 1:1 resolution again for now, just to so when I render it I can see it real big, just like my canvas. So first I'm going to manipulate the floor here. I can look for another texture, or I think in this case I'm just going to go to the materials lab and change the color up at the top with the diffuse color swatches here. Give it a warmer floor color. So now we have more of a brownish, kind of a reddish brown clay type ground, which is great. So I'll just go ahead and leave that like that. This cube here too, I can also do the same thing. I'll leave that texture because I like it, but I'll try to get more of a reddish, warmer, color going here. Oops. So that's really red there. So again, I may just experiment with a little more orange in there. That looks pretty cool. Let's try this kind of there we go. Just bring down the slider there, the diffusion. So yeah, you have kind of a maroon, which is nice. So again, you can customize your colors too if you play with them enough. Okay, next I'll go over to the sphere here and play around with the colors on this. So I'm not really changing the textures. I'm just I'm keeping the same textures, but I'm just changing their characteristics. However, you're more than welcome to use different textures for these different files. It's totally up to you. So now we have a kind of more of a brownish orange there. Almost looks too close to the hue of the floor, so I'm going to keep playing with it here. Bring in maybe some more yellow. The yellows are tough though. They tend to look like there's too much green in them sometimes when you don't want the green. So if you notice there, that yellow just tends to have a little too much green in it for me. So keep experimenting. Back to the drawing board. So look in here. I'm going to try to get maybe another orangish kind of tint going here. That's a nice looking color right there. So again, it's pretty close to the floor though. So maybe instead of manipulating the object here, I'll just change the floor to a slightly lighter hue and try to play with some of the surface of it. Maybe change a couple of things. I can move up the bump height here, maybe. It does change it a little bit here. Playing with the bump height. Again, I'm just noodling here. Gets to a point where you're not seeing that much difference between the different areas on the swatch screen there. So now the floor is a little bit lighter and the sphere is taking on the orangish hue. See what else we can do here. Alright, so going to the pyramid here, we're going to stick in this case I'm going to stick another texture on there. And looking at the flooring, I like this plank wood texture. I don't know why, it just grabbed my eye. And look at the pattern that it creates across the pyramid. I think that's a neat little design, that trim on the edge at an angle. That looks cool. So I'll keep that, and then I'll just go in and play with the diffusion colors. Again, shooting for more maybe a reddish or orangish hue. That looks nice right there. Okay, so it looks like I've already got some warmer colors. The ground still looks a little cooler with the green in it. So I'll just try playing with the sun here to see if I can make a warmer overall canvas here. And not having much luck because of that blue sky. There you can see the orange a little better. You can see how specular that surface is on the sphere. So here, let's just try some different skies. I think that's going to give us the effect quicker. So I'll look around for maybe an orangish, yellowish sky, something like that. Let's try Firestorm. Okay, that definitely gave us a redder appearance. Problem is, you're still seeing that green in the foreground, and which isn't bad, I guess, but I want to kind of create an overall image that's warm and try to really limit how much of the cooler colors I have in there. So again, you can play with the sun once you apply a new sky and see if you can get your desired effect. So again, a lot of warm in there, but you can see a lot of cool as well. So I'm going to try a different sky here. There we go. Sunrise, sunsets. These look good. Let's try Armageddon here. It's pretty bold though. I don't know if we'll get... It looks cool, and it looks kind of photorealistic with the dark ground and the bumpy surface and the shadows. However, it masks the objects too much. There's too much silhouette on the objects, so I'll try moving it around, see if that helps. That helped as far as getting rid of the silhouette, but it looks kind of cartoony. The sky doesn't look real to me, which can be good or bad depending on what you're going for. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe try one more sun here. There's a gold something. There it is. Golden haze. This one looks pretty cool, and it's almost photorealistic if you used it in a way, in a skillful way. And notice how it just casts a nice golden glow over everything. Takes away the color from the color of the objects, I guess, but you know, it's a good way to get a quick automatic warm tone going through your canvas. Almost looks like you're on a different planet like Mars or something like that. So you can create this kind of Martian looking landscape with it, which I think is really cool that those skies are in, these skies are in Bryce. So again, you can come up here to the sky, the haze and fog thumbnails up here and drag to the left or right. You can eliminate the fog. I'm just going to bump it up just a little bit there, and it looks like there's really no change. It's pretty sensitive once you get between no fog or haze and just a little bit. But you can also adjust those if you want up there. Again, I'm just playing with the sun here and trying to get the best result here. So again, you got a nice shadow on the sphere here, which is kind of nice. You got a nice value change. But at this point, I'm really liking the color scheme, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with that sky. Now, at the end, when you go to Document Setup, you want to change your render resolution to 50%. Remember, I asked you on the assignment sheet to render these files out at half the size. So again, under File, Document Setup, change your render resolution to 50%. Saving it out, you want to do Save Image As, 3 dash your last name, then comp would, or warm would be fine. And make sure JPEG is selected. And that's how you get warmer colors.